All right, so today we're going to do a game. We haven't actually done like a real like pro game review on this board in quite a while, especially when you factor in like Christmas break and stuff. So I think this is pretty exciting. And so the person, the player, who I wanted to go back to, which I think I've only done officially like one other lesson on him, like in its entirety, was Fujisawa Shuko, or also known as Fujisawa Hideyuki. Most commonly, he's known as Shuko, that he didn't prefer that name as much, and that comes from a different reading of the actual Japanese characters in his name. I don't know what that translates as. But a few things about Fujisawa. So, Fujisawa is one of the great characters in the history of modern Go, right? He's this guy who was kind of slow to the game. He became pro around 15, but it took him until his late 30s until he hit 9 Dan Pro. I should say one of the slower, like strongest players, right? He spent a number of years going to China and teaching Chinese players there. And so one of my old teachers, Yuan Yang, Chinese, he will never speak ill of Fujisawa, right? Fujisawa is a god for him, like Fujisawa from Japan, come to China and modernize Go in China. So all these Chinese players have great reverence for him. He was particularly strong at the opening of the game. That's one of his famous things, is like no one beats Fujisawa at the first 50 moves of Go, right? He just understands it better than everyone else. He was also very famous for blundering in the endgame, though. So a lot of his games would be, take this lead, and then his style often was very thick and very solid, so it looked like he played a lot of slow moves, but then, use those moves very effectively later on, and then all to blunder it later on in the endgame. So a Fujisawa game, a typical one, or prototypical one, it looks something like this, where he takes a big lead, and then it looks like he's sort of falling behind or letting his opponent catch up, and then he sort of comes back and swinging, and then he loses in the end. And so that's kind of the drama that, again, most of his games didn't go like this, but that's kind of some of his famous games, how they went. He was also very notorious for staying out all night, smoking, gambling, drinking. He was also a master calligrapher in his free time. So again, in addition to just being this Go diplomat for really, invigorating Chinese Go, he was also just a character. He was the oldest person to ever defend a title. He was late in the 60s when he was still defending titles. He didn't start winning titles until he was, I forgot how old he is, but again, older, right? He died in 2009, I think. Well, the internet will correct me on these things, right? You guys can look this up and actually correct all my fun facts. So anyway, I wanted to look at one of his games because number one, like I said, his opening is very strong.
Has anybody ever not defended a title?
Constantly, Dan.
No.
Oh, you mean like someone just take it once and then not defend it the next year?
No, I mean they have the title, right? And then it's like
successfally defended.
Somebody has to actually win a tournament to challenge them, right?
Right. Yes, the Japanese.
And then they say, well, I have not retired from Go, but I'm not defending my title this year.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me revise my quote. He's the oldest person to have successfully defended his title.
Oh, successfully.
Okay. There we go. Good. I'm glad we cleared that up. So in this game, he's playing Rin Kaiho. Rin is also a very strong Go player in the history of Japanese Go. This game I'm showing you is from 1968. I thought we would do a 50-year-old Go game today. The number 50 has just been popping up in my own life, just at a bunch of random weird things. So I just had it in my brain. I was like, hey, and we'll do a Go game that's 50 years old. That was my idea for going into today. Fujisawa is black. I believe at this time, when he's playing this game, he actually wasn't known as Fujisawa Shuko yet. So that didn't happen until the 70s, or at least he didn't embrace it until the 70s. But we'll start putting some moves on the board, and we'll stop there. So anything interesting about this?
It's aggressive by white.
It's a little aggressive. Is this unprecedented?
I don't think so.
Not at all. Right. This is probably like the Shusaku 145 opening. This is like a Shusaku style opening, right? This has been played for hundreds of years, right? Because white has a choice. You're gonna come over here, play this corner, or prevent the Shamari from uniting everything. Okay, so far so good?
Yep.
All right, black plays here.
Really?
And this is interesting, right? Normally in this opening, where does black play? Shusaku opening, Shusaku Fuseki, take the other corner. Or in this case, maybe that way. Not sure which direction black will take this corner. Probably actually this one at that point in time. But he doesn't, he plays here. And that's certainly a preference thing, right, of Fujisawa. Often, people would look at his games and always find like a couple just sort of like oddball moves, right, where he would just deviate. And there's nothing that weird, like if you were just playing Go at like Q level, this looks really normal, right? Like white approaches, you do this. But in general, in especially Go theory at the time, yeah, it was very expected to you take the open corner. That's the Shusaki method. Tried and true. White plays here.
Wow.
And then white plays here.
Wow.
Yeah, so what do we think?
White's making a big framework.
Yeah, white is playing very fast. And then nothing white has done is wrong. White's also making sure he takes the outside here. With a move like this, it's not going to play this type of move. So we're playing the outside, we're playing fast, you want to have influence, you want to be like, that knife fight, just go everywhere, do everything, all the time. That's okay. Fujisawa, again, slower, thicker player, is okay. Plays another move in this corner. So now it's 4 black moves in one corner of the game. This we do not see very often today, right? Especially all you AlphaGo kids, your crazy computers, want to have influence everywhere. Playing 4 moves in one corner at the start of the game, that's pretty thick. That's pretty, I don't know. Does it make you feel bad?
It feels like a lot of stones.
It does feel it's now remember, 2 of these stones don't really count, right? Because your opponent also played 2 stones. So it's more like you really just played 2 stones in one corner, so that's pretty justifiable. But still, on a global level, that's a lot of stones. That's a lot of stones. Rin? Here, it goes here. Still reasonable, right?
Makes sense.
Yep.
If Rin was going to continue here, do you guys know this Joseki? They're actually going to continue it later, so I'll just leave you guys in suspense. But
Okay.
you can think about it now. You can see. Because in this Joseki, white, black attach, white, black pulls back. You don't have to finish it. If you were to finish it, where would you play? Connect?
Mouth.
Or mouth? Or? Other choices?
Extend down.
Never.
Or jump.
Can't play.
Warned you next to it.
This leaves all the weaknesses with fewer of the benefits. This one.
Really?
Yeah, this is also
Oh,
Joseki. Oh, here. Down is in gravity.
Yeah,
like
that
Earth
is
gravity.
gravity down, sorry.
Yeah.
Not that
On,
outside.
yeah, on the Go board, I always
Down is always
think.
out.
Yeah, down is always out or in. This is the inside and it's down, and this is the outside and it's up.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing if you haven't seen that before. No, this one is not exciting. It still leaves a defect here. And if black pokes at it and you want the stone, now you have really ugly shape. So we don't want to make empty games. So yeah, this one's also playable. You play this one really when you're only trying to use this stone to reduce. You have no interest in, defending the literal points right here. If you want global influence, maybe you're interested in something over here. This can be a nice move. All right, but anyway, we don't do any of that. We come here, and white plays this magic sword type of thing. And do you guys know the next move? I know and some of you, when I've played you guys in Go, handicap game or just teaching game, I'll often play this Joseki because you guys all freak out and don't know what to do. It's great. And it's super complicated. There's a lot of really complicated trick variations. This is almost as bad as like large avalanche kind of Joseki. Any ideas for black's next move?
Is it attack E15?
Which one?
E.
E, sorry, E. Yeah, this is the most common response. And certainly for the time period, this is what would be expected. Today, there's a few other possibilities for black that black would consider, but this is still kind of a stalwart.
I'd like to learn.
This one.
Ah,
You know this one?
no.
Okay, learn that one.
Never seen it.
Okay, well, good. This is a more recent innovation. This is still old now. I mean, this is still like probably 15 years old at this point, but it's more modern than 1968. So, they play this one, and actually, it ends up being very similar to one of these variations when black plays here. But you guys don't know that, so we'll just all pretend I didn't say that. Okay, perfect. White Hane is on the outside. This is a common Joseki. Black extends, keep things separated. Whoops, no more stone. White bumps to get some shape. Black makes this little table shape here, just to keep everything strong. And the next move is not normal.
Yeah, he does the AlphaGo.
And if you look, this stone, the one I said was one of the modern variations, right, is actually like,
I love this.
it happens naturally in the old variation too. And because white plays here and because black doesn't, well, you'll see. This is again, it's very similar to the variation when black starts here instead of here. That's all I'm saying. Whoops, keep dropping stones. Where do you connect, black?
Oh, there's no
Outside.
real choice.
There's no choice.
No choice? Which way is no choice? I love when people say there's no choice and they don't know which one is right.
F16.
Because this is a large corner for outside influence trade. Is what you're going to see. Black's next move. Very important. How do you salvage this? So right now your corner is destroyed, you have this group not connected to anything, this stone is floating in the middle of nowhere. How do you get something? Idea? I don't know your name.
I'm Anthony. I'm just looking right now.
Okay.
Just thinking about it.
Okay, you look like you had a good idea though.
You have to block.
Block where?
Second line.
No, not yet.
Not yet. You want to cut
I want
first?
to, you have to cut.
Yeah.
This white group, even though it's got the stone already surrounded, it only has 3
Oh,
liberties.
right, yes.
We have to not let it get more liberties easily. And the easiest way to do that is just cut this stone off. White will go searching. Can I have? Hey, can I have some more liberties? Can I get around the outside? Black says, nope. Black says that's okay. White's like, okay, I'll still just take my liberty. I need liberties, right, to make sure I have the corner. Black gets to neatly quash the hopes and dreams of this stone. This for a little while. Can white cut through this way? It gets, if white does, it gets real messy. Because again, even though this white group has now 5 liberties instead of 3 liberties, there's still a stone in here, and white will be left with defects on the outside because black still has another stone. So white just gives up. Next, and white can take Sente. If white wants to continue locally, I think the move is here. That's a big local move. But white takes Sente.
So early.
Oh, sorry. This whole thing that happened, right?
Right.
Good. Good. See, you're all paying attention. Okay.
It's kind of interesting.
So before we play Rin's next move, what does Rin have and what is Fujisawa?
Who's Ren?
Rin is white. Rin is white. Fujisawa
White
is
has money.
money. This is a lot of money.
Black, and he also has things to counteract. He has stones, beautiful place to counteract black's influence.
I mean, white has stones to count.
Yes.
Yeah. So this stone is facing a nice direction.
Yes, and so
Now, this
the
was
other-
here.
the
Black
other
would-
one also. This is-
Black would like this a lot better. Now we can lean into this
The
stone.
other stone also.
Yes. This stone again is also, digging into black's potential on this side. So
Right.
So white's having a pretty good game.
Well, we don't know that. but he's certainly doing what he wants.
Well, it certainly feels like white's having a good game. And so, but again, both players are sort of getting what they want, right? I don't think Fujisawa is unhappy here either, right? Again, he likes having big, fat, thick positions
Didn't you say Fujisawa, no one can beat him in the first 50 moves?
That's right. Even though it looks like he's losing. Here, well, we're not at move 50 yet.
Okay.
So how about that? But it's white's move. So white takes that point. Yeah. Fujisawa, what you doing? What do? What would you play as black? How do you make use of any of this? Because cash, corner.
Split bottom.
I don't think this is a simple
I would
position.
approach the last corner.
Like, I don't think this is simple.
Oh, there?
I go high, I think, to try to use the influence to pull that together.
But AlphaGo says go low.
AlphaGo can say what AlphaGo wants.
AlphaGo doesn't like to go high.
Okay.
Fujisawa plays low.
Okay.
You know, he's channeling future AlphaGo / the past, right? Because around this time period, high move became more normal, right? From, on, really until AlphaGo, right? This became, from the 70s on, became the dominant way to approach a 3/4 stone, at least percentage-wise. People still do this. Again, the percentage isn't like massive, but it's like 2-to-1, right? People started preferring this. Fujisawa starts here. And of course, AlphaGo, like 2-to-1 prefers this one. All right, you're white. Black's trying to do something. Yeah, look, we have potential here. We'll just put some pressure on black. If black has to run this way, black's not going to get that much. We can build naturally. Sure. Again, Fujisawa plays really calm move. This is Joseki. This is you get 2-space pincered. This move is surprisingly flexible. And you'll see why in a moment. White gets out. Again, if black were able to get a stone over here, all of a sudden the corner would be either surrounded or feel a lot of pressure. And again, black just finishes Joseki here. Really calm. And this move, I learned this move as Joseki years and years ago. I didn't really start to appreciate how good this move is until fairly recently when I was playing a lot of more 13x13 games, because again, I have a toddler and that's all I have time for. Like on a 13x13 board, like this formation for black is really good. It's so flexible, and you can, even just taking this with your next move to undercut the base over here and give yourself a base is really potent. And white doesn't have a really good move over here to just make a base and take the corner points back. Which is why white goes here and just makes a base this way. All right, white can't Tanuki. If white Tanukis, this is big trouble. So, white has to make a base. And then black, because we know this is stronger than it looks. Oh, one more there. Go to there. Now the spacing feels weird to me. Yeah, it feels like this or this.
Or higher.
Yeah, I would naturally want to think high too, but he plays here. And the reason why I would want to go more close over here. Number one, we're putting more pressure on white. But number two, we're aiming at this type of formation, right? Where I can feel stable and white's floating. I have stable, floating. But he doesn't. He plays here. And this sort of just splits it right in the middle.
I wonder if it's to prevent white from.
Yeah, if we do play low and we play closer, that's true. This move for white is very nice. It's not like white would really like to be able to play that type of move. But in this case, black will just play there and nothing's interesting. That's pretty big for black to come in white side of the board. So yeah, the spacing that black plays is like the most destructive for all players. Like no one gets anything happy. Like if you guys are watching, any of the AlphaGo games, AlphaGo really likes to play with like no bubbles of space, right? Everything is very, very tight formation, contact moves, building walls on top of your opponent's walls. Like the one-space jump running fights happen so infrequently compared to, other Dawn level games, because all the moves are just trying to use every bit of space in the board. This type of move is just like the fat ass, I'm just gonna sit in the middle and use the most space humanly possible move. I'm just trying to create Dame, basically. That's the type of move this is. Like I'm just gonna sit there and be fat. It's a move.
Well, black's strong everywhere.
I mean, black is strong everywhere else, I would say.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe he can afford a move just to sit, just be a fat ass in the middle of white's area. This is a really weird time to do it, right? Because usually when you're strong everywhere, you want to take risks. This move isn't that inherently risky. It's just so soft of a bubble, like around everything. Like it's just in a bubble.
I sort of like how it attacks that with sound from distance. Like if it's a successful attack, it can be really big, maybe.
But it's such a weak attack.
Very light, is it?
How do you continue to attack the stone?
What's the next one?
Not directly. Like
It's like the most indirect attack, though, right? There's just no pressure on the stone. Whereas, if black is playing here or here, like at least here, like, oh, okay, all right, now this stone starts to feel a little more pressure. When you play a stone here, the second you come out here, it just goes, okay, I go lean on this stone, right? And if you build up this way, like this guy would run out. There's no. It's such a bubble around these two stones that not severe. So white looks at that and goes, that's now really uninteresting. There's a giant bubble on this part of the board. I'm just gonna take a big move. And this is the type of, this is a really big move, just in terms of endgame. You can see how this could become very large.
Okay.
Right, with black getting next move here. But we also could say this might be part of Rin's style too. Rin is a very territorial player, at least early in his career, and he gradually matures to being a more influence, attack-oriented kind of person. But again, he really likes territory, so I have territory. Let me just use the territory I have to make it a little bigger and make yours a little smaller. I already have the cash. Just standard sequence to make white commit. And I think white takes. And I'm pretty sure, if this was an AlphaGo game, you would Tanuki this position, right? Like there's a really big endgame here, but I feel like it's maybe coming back here or even trying to move over here.
Yeah, I feel like they'll go to Tanuki too.
Yeah, it feels like in modern Go and certainly computer-driven AI Go, the reason why black would make the sacrifice is to just be able to play all this in Sente and take a big point. But this is Fujisawa. And that's just like, that's like a super Fujisawa kind of move, right? This is just, look, everything is going well for me. I'm just gonna stay solid. Look at my points. They're not points yet at all. And are barely bigger than the giant, massive corner points I gave you. Yeah, all right.
Is it 50 moves yet?
We're at 44.
Okay.
It's gonna turn around.
All right, finally, we go back to this Joseki. Oh, Brendan, you know the move.
Well, now you want to extend along the side.
There we go. Now you play this move. So that's Joseki. Black has a choice to stand or capture. In this case, Fujisawa extends, and Rin plays normal Joseki. So this is the ending shape. When white Tanukis from that protecting that cut, this is what you expect. White to get a small base, black to get a big corner, and lots of influence. That's the expected result. All right, so black gets a move. We're at move 47. Or 40, this will be, this will be 47. What do you want to do on this board? This is the part of the game where my own Go knowledge and experience would fail me. Like I would have a really, for me, this is where the game gets really hard and I lose my sense of direction and what's important, and I don't know what to do next. Lucy has an idea,
It's like press white down while building the top.
Like this?
Maybe.
So, yeah, it's like somewhere on one side or another. I don't really know. I don't like that move in particular, but like, you know,
Okay, that's an idea.
expand while pressing down.
Not what Fujisawa played.
Like,
Here, all we're doing is just cataloging ideas that you would have to consider, and they're all weird ideas.
Yeah.
So what's another idea?
Maybe something against the lower left corner
Yeah,
closure.
get fatter down there.
Some kind
Get
of throw
fatter.
over.
I-
take
More
the
bubbly?
entry point.
I kind of want to check this, like a lone stone on the bottom next to our like shape thing.
Yeah.
In the shoulder hip, looks okay there. Yay.
Enough of that.
Don't let them
This
up.
is not a good. Well, maybe it is really good, but this is not a move that I would encourage you to play because White's just going to attack the stone while
I was gonna check
you're
the
getting,
outside.
and you still have a cut here.
Okay.
Well, Fujisawa
Left side.
plays here.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get bigger. I'm just gonna be fat and thick and just not
I
care.
guess that makes sense.
Like his style of go often feels really slow because he just protects all the weaknesses and just sort of crawls like a giant monster. You know, this is not uncommon for a player like him.
That's a huge framework.
It is, but look how open it is. Yeah, White's going, okay, look, I have this much cash, I have this cash, I have a little bit here, I have something here. How much do I realistically need to reduce this? I don't have to go in deeply. One thing we could argue is that this is within the sector line. Right, if you draw a line between Black's two most outer influence, this is a little bit aggressive, right? If we put a stone here, you know, this is really safe. But White's going, look, there's a little bit of thinness here. I've got some Aji here. I'll just go right on the inside of the sector line. And he's also not playing this way, right? This is hard for Black to make points. There's already a White group over here. So we're playing on the side that can develop most quickly.
take those points. Yeah.
Yes. I was going to take points. And this is huge, right? If you actually look at this now, and actually this is move 49. Keep track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to about, we'll say the 9th line, so it's about 45 plus another 5. So that's 50 points. Does White have 50 points? Over here, close to 20. Right, 15 plus 3, 18, 19, 20, about 21, 22. Over here, 15, 35. Over here, at least 10, maybe 15, we'll say 15. So 60, plus another 5, 60 plus 5 plus Comey. We're in the low 70s for White.
So it's still a game.
Black has maybe 5 to 10 here between these two stones and then 50. So, you know, at least on first glance, this is one of Fujisawa's games. It doesn't look like he's winning in the first 50 moves. I grant you that. But also, people didn't really start saying that until like in the 1970s. This is 1968, so
Excuses.
excuses. But yeah, this looks like this game is not going Black's way. Move 50. White just plays here, stay strong, make sure this can't grow. It also starts to actually put some indirect pressure all the way down there and gives some friends to this. So there's some very long distance relationships. What do you do as Black? Do you feel the pressure here? Do you feel like you're getting trapped in a bubble?
Not quite yet, I think. Is it? No.
And this is the type of move that I would feel really bad making. Right? Like, it feels like this stone doesn't add a lot. Like if I played this move earlier, right, I want to continue, now I'm gonna go at least a line further. Right? Or maybe even just try to connect, and probably not right now with this stone being so open, but this is like you're double pincering a stone that White refuses to respond to. This is very redundant. This feels very over-concentrated. I would hate to make that shape. White just jumps. Black jumps. We have this jumping fight. And then we've got a quasi-weakish group. Quasi-weakish group. What does that mean?
Split.
Run them together.
Don't run them together.
Let them connect and make eyes as one. That's how that works. No, you play this type of move, right? Weak group, hey, let's make trouble. And this is strong enough. This can be harassed for sure, but here again, to real trouble, you do have moves like this, or like this, or even that. This, again, we know is strong enough. If you threaten over here, again, black has moves like this. If white comes down, we can undercut the base, make a base for ourselves. So this move kind of throws some things into chaos for a little while.
Yeah.
And what does black have?
A lot of power.
A lot of power. So in this moment, we need to play a violent move, right? Black has a lot of power, not enough points. Need to use power. White looks for shape. Black says, you know what, that's great, but you're not connected. White looks for shape. Says that's great. I'm just gonna get stronger and not let you connect. No, I said no connecting. White's asking to get this group out cleanly.
Wow. Cool.
Cool. Now this looks like right now it's going to be a pretty huge exchange. What if both players continue what they're doing? What's going to happen?
The idea is black gets the top, white gets the bottom.
All right. It's looking like this is going to die, and it's looking like this is going to die. White asks for more shape. Again, black displays very slow, strong. And white comes around the corner. Push. Dodge. Clamp. This is a cool move. Normally, if this was my game, I'd play there, right? This is like, I just have to cut. But Fujisawa actually omits that move just to play here. But I think it's pretty cool. Because if white pulls back, what happens? Still cut, right? Doesn't matter. If white pushes this way, what happens? If we have Atari on the inside, white's still cut. And black is so strong, you can't really attack these three stones very easily. If we cut the other way, you'd say, aha! I can maybe get out this way.
But you just cut.
Yeah, you can always just cut. You might even be able to extend this once first and make the fight even bigger, but I don't know if that works well enough. But at very least, yeah, you just cut right back and you just, again, eat the thing. Eat all the things. So again, this move works very similarly to this slightly more direct. White plays here.
Really?
This is a really interesting move. What is white really aiming at with this move? Yes, this is, of all the black stones here, this is perhaps the weakest thing. But this is only weak if the stone is alive. So white asks some questions. Hey, can I have some free stuff while I'm trying to make you weak? Again, black plays really slow move. Instead of defending down here, which would be my instinct, he pokes out here to make sure white can't make eye space. And again, this threatens to capture, right? So it's a really slow, but it's a good shape move. Again, prevents the eye space, and again, keeps the pressure on white. But white can dodge. And now black surrounds on a larger scale. And again, this also relieves some pressure from here.
There's a lot of pressure on those stones, though.
There's a lot of pressure. White's going to try to use it. Hey, can I either come down here or connect up this way? What do I get? What do I get? Black's like, you get nothing.
Okay.
Well, how about over here? Maybe I can cut this. Black makes some exchanges. Actually, not even exchange. White just doesn't respond. Looks like white is actually getting this out. So black pushes through here. So this is the first 81 moves of the game. In this area that we thought was getting really large for black, what did black end up getting out of it?
It kind of shifted to the right.
Yeah, it actually shifted over here. And this is not small. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about almost 20 points, a little less than 20 points. So that's cool. What did white get?
A kind of maybe living group in the center.
We got some, this is strength, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's strong enough at this point.
Sente?
White still has Sente. What about this?
That's it.
Hmm?
It's not alive yet or anything.
Yeah, black is still like really suffering down here. But at this point, white plays here. And this is a really big move. Because not only does it prevent black from getting these other, 6 to 8 points, if black gets here, that's basically going to be Sente against this group, right? All of a sudden, these points and maybe the eye space goes away if black gets one more move. So really big move. And black even responds. How nice is that? This feels really slow to me. Yeah, white can save this, but you can always cut your losses. But maybe black's thinking, hey, if I don't respond now, I'm going to have to respond in the next move anyway, so I might as well respond now. Okay, just play the solid move. But now what?
So we're just agreeing that those ones are gone.
Not entirely yet, but
Okay.
we're gonna ask and see what else we can get first.
Okay.
And white's going, look, this is black needs this move because otherwise white will harass black.
Okay.
And it's worth point. I mean, that's points. But white's going, look what I'm getting. You can have your little fun over here. And black takes it, and again, that feels really small to me considering what's going down. And white gets another move. So this is huge, right? We said this is almost 50 points.
Yeah.
We'll say, well, actually, we can probably count this better after these exchanges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's about 17 points. So we've got black about 67 plus another 5 to 10, so about low 70s. What we counted this as almost 20, 22, right? 20, low 20s.
25.
We can actually kind of count this a little bit more after this move. It gets a little bit easier to count. We can expect at least about 15 here. 37. Another 15 there. 52, another 5, 56, 57. All this. That's another 20, so we're about 70s, maybe another 10 there, maybe 87. White optimistically has like 87. So this is not a game anymore, right? Game is over. It's black's move. Black plays here. And so, think about how many slow moves black made in this corner, right? And then we made this one. And then we made this one. And then we made this one. So just like from this one corner, black has played so many more stones than white, right? This is if this was a modern Go game and your teacher was, looking at your game, she'd probably ask you, what are you doing? Why have you been focusing on this corner? And maybe you learned that, oh, I was sitting on this part of the board, my right hand was here, and I injured my elbow, so I didn't like reaching across the table. And so I just liked playing in this side. Maybe that's the answer. I don't know. Now white plays here.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's scary. That's getting really big.
Well, yeah, but
Do we need to respond?
I think so too, but I don't know how. No?
Okay, this is this move. See this move? Well, that was slow, right? That was like too slow. That was Fujisawa slow. But in the slow moves, they have hidden strength. And so, if I can play a slow move here, what does it allow me to do next?
Put the middle group in.
Yeah, I can start harassing something.
These players do not respond to each other.
That's all professional go. No. Yeah, so you can't kill it, but maybe black can get some points for free. And there's no way for white to die, right? As long as white responds to everything, there's nothing black can do to kill it. But black can keep up the harassment level. White makes an exchange first, and black pulls this stone out. Pull. So what is black doing?
but getting a strong stone there, relatively strong stone.
Yeah, this stone.
It's a useful stone. It's a very useful stone.
Yeah, so number one, if black can capture this, all of a sudden this group that was pretty much left for dead can make life again without too much hassle. That's pretty cool, crazy. Second, having a stone here, right? Again, we're reaching out. These stones are weak. White is telling black to, hey, you have to come back and connect. Well, no, if I can keep reaching out towards them, and white cuts out this way, maybe I can save them this way. So white's like, no, you're not connecting. This is.
That means
You still have to come back and
no,
save us.
that's quite a lot.
So black says, okay, we'll play the slow and solid move again. That's my style.
No.
Whoa!
Okay, is that for,
This is serious.
is that real?
This is so serious.
Yeah, it's like hard to get two eyes.
Okay. And there's another Fujisawa game I want to show you.
He's attacking white, isn't he?
Of course, yeah.
Black usually
But
attacks.
there's another Fujisawa game where I think this idea comes through a lot clearer, and actually because the fate of this group hasn't been.
So it looks like black wins, doesn't it?
Hold on. Let me. In other Fujisawa games, Fujisawa has no problem like sacrificing stones if it gives him a thicker, stronger position, and he does that very regularly, like in the early mid game. And it doesn't really happen in this game, but just know like that's also one of his tendencies. Like, oh, there's stones here that you want. Okay, here, have them. I'm going to take another bigger one. And so he does tend to hemorrhage points in that early mid game, right? So it does look like his opponent will catch up. In this game, it just looked like Rin was winning, which is cool and all. But yeah, this white group is starting to feel a little bit of pressure. White needs more help. And now finally black comes back, and let's see if we can find a way to make shape. Cut. Atari. Connect. And black here. So question, is black alive? Nobody knows.
Seems so.
Yes. Correct answer. Yes, black is totally alive. No problem. If white peeps, what does black do? Sorry. Alive. Okay. If white plays here, what does black do? We can play this one maybe, and make it a little bit more forward. But certainly that one just gives you two eyes. So even though white was leaning on this, black always had the sequence. So no problems. Totally life. White plays here. And that's kind of a big move, right? Because if black can keep going here, we can keep harassing this group maybe and get into the corner. So that just sort of unites everything. Oh, sorry. I took a stone off the board. This is here.
Yeah.
Black comes back over here, though. Clearly, right, if white kills all of this, this, I think, is actually either the exact same size or is it bigger? It's a line bigger, right? Or half a line. It's slightly bigger than all this. Right, so if you just cancel this out with this, where else is black's territory? What does black have to use to counteract this or Comey? So this, like, black has to live here. Must find a way. White prevents the connection, otherwise, black will just connect, plant that stone. Oops. Make some shape. White takes this Atari. Take. Atari. And how does black's eye space starting to look? It's starting to look really good. And right now, there's just like a code, just for like easy life, right? And if white fills the code, it looks like black has enough just to make two eyes directly. If white blocks, yes. So white doesn't fill the cup. White starts a cup. Black takes first. If you're white, where can you find co-threats? What group or things can you harass and or kill?
The black group on the right.
Very nice. White plays here, which isn't just a killing or threatening to kill move, it's a really big endgame move too. So how does black respond?
You gotta make the two eyes, right?
Nah.
No? Oh.
This is actually slightly larger than this.
Okay.
True.
And more potential.
So, but it's still a good trait for
And
white.
you can agi it
Yeah.
from the other side.
Yes, there's still agi on the other side. Yes. White now has to poke,
Right.
and basically black will use this agi. This dies. Okay, this is gonna. Spoiler alert. This is dead. But basically, black uses it to harass, reduce this. Black uses this to reduce this. And there's a bunch of boring endgame pokes in here. But the long story made short is that black ends up with 4.5 extra points to win the game.
That's
Yeah. And I think it really just comes down to this code. Just that's enough. That's a large enough of a swing for black to win. Because also when white finishes off this group, it gives black Sente again to play all this endgame. And Fujisawa does not blunder this game. He plays it pretty well from here on out. I do kind of wonder if this was a Rin blunder here, allowing this code. But yeah, in the end, this almost 50 points. If you have 20 over here and 20 over here, that's not quite enough when black has another 20 here. Oh, and also, yeah, I forgot black picked up this too. So there was quite a bit of profit on that side at this point. So yeah, Fujisawa. And he did prefer to be called Fujisawa Hideyuki, but starting in the 70s, everyone's called him Fujisawa Shuko. Because I think it was kind of a joke that they read his name intentionally wrong. You guys are not excited by the end of Go games. You don't like it when I don't play it out all the way. But I think this is a good amount, right?
Yeah. This was a nice game. Really solid.
All right, good. Thank you, Brandon. I'm doing good work up here, guys. Yeah. So, is there anything you took away from the game? Anything you thought was particularly cool?
Surprising how many things were sacrificed by both sides. They played a bunch of stones and then said, never mind, I don't need that.
Yeah.
And played somewhere else.
No, yeah, and again, the other game I want to show you is we played a game against Sakata where he just built a wall, like a 3-stone wall on this side of the board, right, like early on the game, like first 30 moves. And then within the next 30 moves, he just said nope, and just let the whole thing just get surrounded and just took another wall, a bigger wall on the outside. That's a really good example of that. But yeah, no, it's go as a negotiation. So you got to give a little, get a little. Hopefully, you get a little more than you give. Yeah. That's what Go is. So I mean, this is all just negotiation. This is just bargaining chips. That's all you're doing. I think if you are a Q player and you want to have something concrete that you can say you learned from this game, for me, the best moment for that double-digit Q level. White has 2 weak groups. Right, you guys remember this part?
Yeah.
Weak group. You have strong everything. You just have to throw a stone in the middle and never let them link up. Just cause mayhem, cause trouble. Just push them around. Don't let them have easy anything. And so if you do not have this instinct, right, just to throw a stone down in between 2 weak groups, you're not a Go player yet. So take that as your main lesson. All right, you guys want to play some games?
Sure.
All right, we'll play some Go.